Thank you, Mr. President. All I can say is, my. I never thought that I would hear a Republican say that we shouldn't be moving people off the rolls. I've never heard a Republican say we want to keep people on SNAP, that we want to keep them on WIC, we want to keep them on TANF. My entire 20 years here have been Republicans saying we need to move people off the rolls because you never want to fund social service programs. My. Today is the day that we want to assist those same hardworking poor people. We want to give them food stamps. You know why? Because they can't afford to buy food to eat. We want to make sure that they have child care. You didn't care about child care for the last 4 years. Didn't care about funding it for sure. Now today, we care about making sure that kids have child care. You know, it amazed me that you use my own information. I'm just so tickled by the concept that someone would even stand on the floor and advocate for something they've been dead set against publicly for a very long time. A lot was said, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to clarify a few things. One of the things that's really important that we've used clarification on is our university systems. I stepped onto the campus of Western Illinois University 33 years ago. I am a leatherneck. You can't take that away from me. I earned a master's degree from the University of Illinois right here at Springfield. It was Sangamon State University. I was part of the first graduating class of UIS. You can't take that away from me. There's nothing that I would do to harm our university system. It was the previous administration that put us in the hole we're in with our university system. We have a commitment from the governor to ensure that funding goes to our university systems, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate. So it's nothing that I would do to harm exactly where I came from. That makes no sense. Not only do we have a commitment for our universities, we also have a commitment for these very programs that, that Senator Republicans care about today. It amazes me that we could talk about a family that earns $16,500 a year. That is the salary of a full-time minimum wage worker, $16,500 a year. The federal poverty wage is $17,160 a year. I didn't make it up. According to President Trump, he said it costs $17,160 to live outside of poverty. Yet here in Illinois, we pay $16,500 for a full-time worker. So we're keeping people in poverty on a national level. That is why you see so many states moving the minimum wage. Because over the past 10 years, 15% rise in the cost of living. But yet their wages have been held for the last 9 years. How do you keep up with a 15% cost in living if your wages never grow? You do what Senator Hutchins said, you work 2-3 jobs, you wake up when it's dark, and you leave your family. And you work a job, then you hop on the bus, and you go to the next job. And then you come home at night when it's dark. And guess what? You do all of that because you want dignity. You don't want to live on SNAP. You don't want to wait for people to say, here is your housing voucher. You want to be able to pay your own rent. These are hardworking people every day. So I encourage us to stop trying to keep people poor. When we talk about rural Illinois, one of the senators that stood up and spoke about it, he's already got something on his web right now. It's a big joke to you. It's a farce. You wanted to speak on the Senate floor so you can go post You want it to post. It's already there. And what's so amazing is that rural Illinois, I have a study too. The National Employment Law Project says in rural Illinois, they should be making today $14.58. Yet, they're at 8.25. They won't see that amount until 2025. So there is a phase-in, ladies and gentlemen. The business credit is important because Democrats care about business too. We want to make sure that there are jobs for people to go to. We want to make sure that those businesses are thriving and expanding, and we want to make sure that this credit is clearly understood. Senator, it's monitored after the EDGE credit that's been around since 1999. It's monitored after the small business tax credit that's been around since 2010. This is not a new credit that's hard to understand. And lucky for us, we have a new director of revenue who's willing to ensure that it's easily understood for all of those who want to apply for that credit. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's what my closing is. A $15 minimum wage increase actually creates economic activity. It decreases the reliance on government. What is known is that there's a surplus, the power, the engines are turning, people have more money, they spend more. We're looking to see them generate $19 billion in economics. $19 billion back into the state of Illinois. Just because they're working, they're earning what they're working for, they're able to maybe buy an extra state. What I also know is that it's long overdue. It's terribly long overdue. So the real question is, why have we waited so long? The time is now, ladies and gentlemen, the Senate. I encourage you to vote aye, and I would even encourage those on the other side of the aisle who believes that this is not the right thing to do, who believe that they would never ever support a minimum wage increase. Vote for your constituents who also live in poverty. I encourage and I vote.